What's up, everybody? Dustin from My Freedom Smokes here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Kbox 200 watt. Kind of wispy clouds because I turned this thing down because I had this thing cranked up and it was pretty hot. I'm not going to do that for the video because I'm not trying to cough right here. But this thing, so far I've been using it for about a week. I've had this thing a little longer because we had a little hiatus in the videos because of the holidays. So I've actually been playing with this thing a little more than I normally would with most devices. I've had it over a week at this point. So you know, the hands-on time with it's pretty good. I know it pretty well by now. It's actually replaced my other box. I was using a Fuchai for a while, and the only reason it replaced the Fuchai, because you know I love both of these things, and I don't typically go over 150 watts anyways, but is the size of this thing and the way it feels in my hand. Very comfortable, almost identical to a knee box, except for, you know, obviously the battery pack and then the, you know, the layout with 510 and all that stuff. But you know, the size is roughly the same hand feel, same dimensions as a knee box, which is pretty cool because I love the knee box. Just picked up one of those myself for my travels. So if you like the knee box, you're gonna love the hand feel of this. Fits in your pocket very well, similar to the size of, you know, like a smaller wallet. So it'll fit in your front pocket. You won't have the, you know, the big bulbous box mods like you normally would, which is pretty cool. Thing hits like a beast also. You're running 200 watts with this tiny little device, which is pretty impressive. Usually when you get the 200 watt devices, they're pretty thick, you know, about 2 inches taller than what the batteries are and about 1 inch wide width of the batteries. But you know, this just basically is a battery sled, and then all the components are right here, and it's extremely tiny, about the size of 3 18650 batteries side by side. That's pretty cool. I've been running this thing at about 100 watts with a 0.12 Clapton build in here, and it was chucking clouds. I'm not really hitting 100 watts with that same build right there today because I'm not feeling so hot. But you know, let's just do it and see if I can handle it. Might cough. Let's just crank this thing up to. I'm gonna do 97.5. So. Hits pretty solid. That wasn't too bad. Getting kind of dry in there. Batteries go in here. They're series batteries. This thing hits like a beast. It's not parallel, but that's not really a big deal because, you know, with it running 200 watts, you know, series is probably better. Which, you know, series usually hits harder. Parallels usually for, you know, more extended battery life. You know, lower wattage boxes typically do that. You could get, you know, a full week out of 2 fully charged batteries. This thing usually with, you know, running 100 watts, I usually get a day's charge out of it. When I threw a tank on here and I was running actually the IPV tank with a nickel build in there, I think it was a 0.2 nickel build. I was running that about 40 watts, 400 degrees, and I vaped that, and that went a couple of days. I, you know, forgot to even charge my batteries because I was just picking this thing up and going about, you know, all day, just draining that tank. Never charged the batteries for, you know, 2 or 3 days. But, you know, other than that, vaping this thing, I'm getting a full day's battery life out of this thing, hitting it hard, you know, cloud competition builds, which I don't typically do, you know, 0.12 at 100 watts. Cranked it up to 120, 130 watts. Not for me, but I know there are those crazy people out there that love hot vapes, huge, thick clouds, but, you know, that's not for me, but this thing will do that if it's what you're wanting. Also comes in this variant, the 120 watt. This is not the 120 watt, this is the 200 watt. We just don't have a 120 watt open. But basically identical in everything they do, except this one goes up to a maximum of 120 and this one goes up to 200. Uses titanium, nickel, you know, or Kanthal builds or whatever wire you want to use. But yeah, temperature controls with titanium nickel. Same settings as you mostly do, you know, just the basic click system, you know, clicks between, you know, temperature control, whatever, what have you. But, you know, this thing is all around fantastic, and I'm a big fan of it. So, you know, with that being said, this is Dustin from My Freedom Smokes. I'm not going to do a vape outro. Like I said, I'm not feeling too hot, but you should definitely check this thing out if you're looking for a high power, you know, pretty inexpensive, get the job done kind of box mod where you can cloud chase, flavor chase, temperature control chase, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to do. This device is going to do it at a pretty good price and pretty good size and nice aesthetic. So hope you guys enjoy, and I would, like I said, definitely recommend this device. So.